Hello students, welcome back to physics class. In the previous videos we have seen the chapter 2 motion in one dimension. Hope you have gone through all the videos and understood the concept, right? So based on that, let's try to solve some problems in today's class. The first one, a car starting from rest acquires a velocity 180 meter per second in 0.05 hours. Find the acceleration. So whenever you are asked to solve the problem, first you have to write the given. Okay, what is given? Velocity is given 180 meter per second and time is given, that is 0.05 hours. Since velocity in meter per second, the time also should be in second. So you have to convert hour to second. You know how to convert the hour to second, right? So 1 hour is equals to 60 minutes and 1 minute is equals to 60 seconds. 60 into 60, right? So 0.05 into 60 into 60, that gives you 180 seconds. Now you have converted hour to second. Now what is the formula to find the acceleration? So it is rate of change of velocity, that is change in velocity divided by time interval. Now you know the velocity as well as the time taken, right? So what is the velocity? 180 meter per second and time is 180. So you substitute the value. So 181 and 181 you get 1 meter per second square. So how it is meter per second square? You know that the SI unit of velocity is meter per second and time is second. So here you have meter per second and time interval is in second. So when you take this second to the numerator, you will get one more second, that is meter per second square. So what is the SI unit of acceleration? It is meter per second square. Okay, did you understand this problem? Okay, so we'll move on to the next one. A body is moving vertically upwards. Its velocity changes at a constant rate from 50 meter per second to 20 meter per second in 3 seconds. What is its acceleration? So what is given? The initial velocity and the final velocity and time period is given, and you have to find out the acceleration. So first what you have to do? You have to write the given. So you will write the initial velocity u is equals to 50 meter per second and final velocity is v 20 meter per second and time interval is 3 seconds. So you know the formula to find the acceleration, right? So it is change in velocity divided by time taken. So change in velocity, final velocity minus the initial velocity divided by time taken. So what is the final velocity? 20. Initial velocity is 50. 20 minus 50 is minus 30 divided by time is 3 seconds. So what do you get? 3 ones are 3 tens are minus 10 meter per second square. Okay, the negative sign indicates velocity decreases with time. Hence, so whether it is acceleration or retardation, when you have minus sign, it is retardation is how much? 10 meter per second square. Okay. Next, a car accelerates at a rate of 5 meter per second square. Find the increase in its velocity in 2 seconds. So what is given? The acceleration is given 5 meter per second square and time is given t is equals to 2 seconds, and you have to find out the velocity. You know the formula to find the acceleration, that is equals to change in velocity by time interval. So using this formula, can you find out what is velocity? Yes, change in velocity will be equals to, so when you want to find out change in velocity, you will send this time interval to the other side. Since it is in the denominator, when you send it to the other side, it becomes multiplication, right? So acceleration into time interval. So change in velocity is equals to acceleration into time. So what is the acceleration given? It is 5 meter per second square and time is 2 seconds, right? So you have 5 into 2, 10. So you know acceleration SI unit is meter per second square and time is second. So here you have minus 2 and you have plus 1 second, right? So that becomes minus 1. right? Okay, that is 10 meter per second. So what is the change in velocity? It is 10 meter per second. Okay, next one, a car is moving with a velocity 20 meter per second. The brakes are applied to retard it at a rate of 2 meter per second square. What will be the velocity after 5 seconds of applying the brakes? Okay, what is given? The initial velocity, that is u is equals to 20 meter per second, and retardation is 2 meter per second square, and time is given 5 seconds. So what you have to find out? What will be the velocity? Okay, if v is the final velocity, then as we know that acceleration is equals to change in velocity divided by time interval. Change in velocity, how will you find out the change in velocity? Final velocity minus the initial velocity. So the acceleration will be v minus u divided by t. So you know the formula to find the acceleration is equals to v minus u divided by t. Using this formula you can find out what is the velocity. So the acceleration is given. It is 2 meter per second. Why it is minus? Since it is a retardation, you are taking minus sign. Minus 2 is equals to v minus 20. So v is the final velocity. Since you don't know, keep it as it is, and initial velocity will be 20 and divided by time is 5. So you have to find out what is the final velocity. So take this 5 to the other side. Since it is in the denominator, it becomes multiplication. Minus 2 into 5 is equals to v minus 20. So 2 5s are 10 is equals to v minus 20, and you want to find out the velocity. So keep it in one side. V is equals to, you have minus 10 and you are going to send this minus 20 to the other side, plus 20. So what do you get? Minus 10 plus 20 is 10. So what is the final velocity? V is equals to 10 meter per second. Okay, let's see one more problem. A car is moving in a straight line with speed 18 km per hour. It is stopped in 5 seconds by applying the brakes. First one, you have to find out the speed of a car in meter per second. So it is given in kilometer per hour. You have to change it to meter per second. And the retardation and the speed of a car after 2 seconds of applying the brakes. Okay, what is given? Time 5 seconds and the initial velocity is 18 kilometers per hour. First one, what you have to do? You have to express 18 kilometer per hour to meter per second. So you know that how many meters are equal to 1 kilometer? 1000 meters are equal to 1 kilometer. You will multiply by 1000 divide by, you know how to change a hour into second. 60 into 60, that is 60 minutes and 60 seconds. Okay, so 18 into 1000 meter, and 1 hour is equals to 60 minutes, and 1 minute is equals to 60 seconds. So that gives you 5 meter per second. Next, as the car comes to halt, the final velocity is 0. So when it is coming to the rest, the velocity will be 0. So what you have to find out? The retardation. The retardation is negative acceleration. So you know the formula to find the acceleration, right? V minus u divided by t. The same will be for retardation, change in velocity divided by time taken. So what is the final velocity? So it is 0 minus the initial velocity is 5 meter per second. So 5 divided by time taken is 5 seconds, right? So that is 5 ones are and 5 ones are, so you have minus here, so it is minus 1 meter per second square. So retardation is 1 meter per second square. If v is the speed of the car after 2 seconds of applying the brakes, then acceleration is v minus u divided by t. So you can ask me that the formula to find the speed is distance by time, right? So here the distance is not given. Acceleration, initial velocity, and you know the time. So you have to see which formula to use to find the speed. Okay. Now here you know acceleration is given and you are taking v is the speed. Okay. So minus u divided by t. So acceleration is how much? Minus 1 is equals to v, you don't know, minus initial velocity is 5 meter per second. So substitute here minus 5 divided by time is after 2 seconds, right? So it is given time is 2. So you send this minus plus 2 to the other side. So minus 1 into 2 is minus 2. Then what is remaining? V minus 5. V minus 5 is equals to minus 2. Now you want to find out what is V, right? So keep it in the same side and send minus 5 to the other side. So it becomes minus 5 becomes plus 5. So minus 2 plus 5 is 3, right? So V is equals to 3 meter per second. So this is how you will find out the acceleration and the speed. So you have to see which formula to use. So your homework is to write all the definitions and the formula and the SI unit. Like for example, what is the distance, what is the displacement and the SI unit. And for example, you can take speed, what is the speed, and then the SI unit of speed. The same way for the velocity and acceleration. So you have to write it in your homework book in a neat way. So whenever you want to refer, you can refer that and you can remember the formulas and SI units. Okay, we'll meet you in the next class.